Bitcoin right now is supporting at this 2023 all-time high as we're looking to make high pushes to the upside, now using this 20 exponential moving average for support. Plus Ethereum is also holding above this strong trendline trading pattern. We did come back to actually retest the bottom of this pattern, but we've never broke below, which is the only time I'd be bearish in Ethereum. Make sure you're watching until the end of the video because I'll be giving you my full explanation on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many altcoins to come. So make sure you stay tuned. Let's start off with Bitcoin. Right through this area, we did poke above the 2023 high that happened back in April, and we had this really strong push to the upside, going from this 24,000 to around that $31,500 per Bitcoin. When price makes a really strong push like this to the upside, and then we go sideways for a prolonged period of time, this means that there's a higher indication that we're going to continue to the upside. The reason this is we're allowing price to actually catch up right now to the current average price. Through here we have this 20 exponential moving average and we're looking on the daily time frame. Now in this area here you can see that there's a large disparity between the actual price and this average price through here, and what going sideways through this area actually allows is you can see this average price is now coming closer to the current price point, and now we're actually using it as support to the upside. So I do expect from this current price point to actually again continue to the upside. There's just high probability right now of an upside continuation rather than a downside continuation. We've got not only this sideways channel after a really strong breakup, which has that high probability of continued upside, we also have a positively sloping exponential moving average and now using it as again support to the upside. So overall, really bullish on Bitcoin right now. Ethereum right now is also extremely bullish. The only one thing is that Bitcoin is already retesting this 2023 high that happened back in April up at this price point here. But you can see Ethereum's current price point is still down here at this level. We're still around close to 15% away from the high of 2023. So Bitcoin is actually leading Ethereum. But when we actually come and look at this trendline trading strategy, what you actually do is connect price from this big high here, and you're basically making it and connecting it through all these prices. Once we have this steep line through here, there's a lower probability of this line actually holding in the market. When you're actually able to extend this line out and not make it so steep, and now it's closer to that 45-degree angle and nearly perfectly encapsulates this price, but mainly also encapsulates this price, it definitely gives it a higher probability. You can see back here in this area, we're not only supporting off the 20 EMA, we're also supporting off this trendline trading strategy. So again, we've got what we call a confluence zone, when we've got two separate strategies all pointing in the same direction, telling us that we need to look for longs to the upside. Overall, I'm still extremely bullish on Ethereum. The only time I'd be looking to get out of my position is anytime in this area down here, if we actually break below this trendline trading strategy. Overall, it wouldn't be that bearish to actually see Ethereum pop down another 3 or 4%, even 5% down into this area and potentially retest these lows in this area right here. As you would see, we're still using the trendline trading strategy to the upside, and we never broke below it. If we were to even come down into this price point, then look for continued to the upside. Overall, we've had a really strong push to the upside through this area here, and it makes sense that we do have a bit of downwards direction. Let's actually use a Fibonacci retracement tool, and you can see we've hit the 382 level. We've also got this 0.5 level, which is very, very common for price to actually make a really strong push to the upside, retrace about 50% of that move, and then look for that continued movement to the upside. So even meaning right here that if we were to come down into this price point, I wouldn't be overall bearish. We've had really strong moves to the upside. Overall, I'm extremely bullish on the crypto market with these new ETFs that are hopefully going to be passed. The next coin I'm going to cover is Binance Coin. This was a coin that I made some fantastic trades over in the last few weeks. So all through this area, we had that really strong downwards trending exponential moving average. This is where I got into one of my trades, actually looking for 9% to the downside, and I had a 3% stop, easily 3-to-1 risk to reward strategy. I was also talking about the last time I spoke about Binance Coin was in this area here. Once we actually came back to retest this 20 EMA for another time, I did say that although it's not extremely guaranteed that we are going to have this downside movement, it does make sense that we're going to begin actually trading in a trading range. And look, we're nearly exactly in a trading range, slightly up, slightly down, slightly up, slightly down, slightly up, and looking again slightly down. And I was saying in this area that this would be a decent price point to at least continue to look for some shorts. But again, you would want to be scalping this short and not expecting that major break to the downside. We're basically doing the exact opposite to what Bitcoin is doing. If you remember that Bitcoin chart, we had a really strong break to the upside in this channel, and then we're moving sideways right through here. Binance Coin has had a really strong downwards trending market, and then now moving sideways in this market. Bitcoin and Binance Coin literally doing exact opposite things. So I am expecting this sideways momentum to continue. The reason I said that is because if we are going to have that continued breakup, what we need is sideways momentum for this exponential moving average to actually catch up. Through this area here, you can see this is where the average price is, and this is where the current price is. There's a large gap all the way in between here, between the average price and the current price. And what this sideways momentum actually allowed, where we're going slightly up, slightly down, slightly up, slightly down, it allows this exponential moving average to basically catch up. And now you can see we're basically sideways for the last 3 or 4 days. If you add up the exponential moving average, we've only been basically sideways in the market. Dogecoin acting very similar to Binance Coin. We had this really downward sloping EMA, which meant we need to look for continued momentum to the downside. But in this area, we had that support, and then we got a really strong breakout. Look what happened. We retested this support level as resistance, broke to the downside. And that's exactly what we've done in these 3 areas through here. These areas back here were really strong support levels. Once it got broken through, you can see price is now retesting it as a resistance, and that support to resistance flip is so extremely common in the market. So really easy to look for some shorts in this area, looking for some downside momentum, put that 3% stop loss up here, look for 6 to 9% to the downside. Easy enough real trading. Next, we look at Litecoin in the market. Again, really strong pushes to the upside because we are coming up on the Litecoin halving, which is going to be happening right in the early part of August. So we've still got roughly 20 days until August, 19 days until August. So there's still a little bit of time. But as we've seen in the past, and as I've spoke about, Litecoin usually runs up extremely hard when we come close to this halving event. And we've made some two really strong pushes up. We now have allowed the EMA to actually catch up. We're using it as support in this zone. And look at what's happening. We're already pushed up over 4% off of this exponential moving average. Again, looking for that continued upside momentum, a little parabola to the upside, definitely breaking above these highs. But again, Litecoin did show in the past that once it does have that halving event, it usually dumps a fair amount in the market. Let's even move over to Sol. So Solana has had a really nice run up in the last few weeks. Back in June, early June, in the last month, we're basically up 60% on Solana. And it does make sense in this area while we're seeing a lot of rejection in this market. All through here, we were moving quite sideways. There was a lot of support in these areas. Now that once we got that breakthrough, potentially acting as resistance, although it's not acting as a super strong resistance because we're getting those wicks, but we're also getting that continued momentum retesting. One thing that I would expect is to come back into this value zone between the 13 and 20 exponential moving average, price to come back in this area and then look for continued moves to the upside. Now let's look at actual FTX coin. So FTX had that massive crash, one of the biggest crypto exchanges having that major crash, but look at the type of price action. We're slightly up, slightly down, slightly up price action. We're actually in that trading range. And when we're in that trading range right now, all we can expect in the future is continued trading range price action, coming potentially back to retest this high, then coming back to actually retest this low in this area. Overall, just sideways momentum, and you want to be trading in the direction of the current EMA. When the current EMA is sloping to the downside, much easier to look to get shorts just above the 20 exponential moving average. Now that we've got this positive slope on the EMA, definitely an idea to look for longs to the upside in this area. Obviously not financial advice, but look, some people were making 30% actually longing as soon as price touched on this 20 EMA. Overall, a lot is happening in the crypto market. I'm analyzing these coins every single day for a lot of opportunities. Make sure to check out my trading course in the description and comment section of this video, as I'm applying these crypto trading concepts every single day in my own trading. I'm not sharing every single trade with YouTube. I need to make my own private group where I share this with you all. Make sure if you want to continue watching my trading videos, click the next one on the screen right now. And if you haven't, make sure to smash the like button, make sure to smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video, and leave a comment if you'd like me to review a specific coin.